Mic check, mic check. There we go. We are up. Let me open up my chat because I don't know if I'm getting famous yet or later, but let's get this chat opened up. As you can see, background's a mess, but guess what? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Hold on, wait. We got an echo. Okay. Let's show the Twitch chat. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's hit the pause button. Cool, cool, cool. All right, no one's in here. Fine. I'm just gonna rant real quick. So, what I've been up to so far. All right, so I've been gone for a while. Let me see. And the last time that I streamed was, let's see. Let's go on Twitch. I'm considering getting on Kick because I think Kick is a little bit more like sensible than Twitch. Twitch is more like left side liberal. Twitch and Kick is more like conservative, right wing. I don't know. Anyways, channel pause. Let me share my screen with y'all. Share the screen. All right. Let me see. When was the last video that I posted? Create a dashboard. Content collections. Nothing's showing. Channel showing. Channel. Can't see it. But it's been a couple of days. Here's what I got going on. I got 9 to 5, cold calling, editing videos, um, having a workout, all simultaneously happening. Now with cold calling, oh, my volume is too loud. With cold calling, volume is better. I have to learn how to use a dialer. Have to learn how to use a dialer. The last video I remember speaking to you guys about was me wholesaling real estate. Right? So I'm juggling like all four of those, five of those things. I suck at editing videos. I'm still new to cold calling and using a dialer. Last time I spoke to you guys, I think I showed you guys how I skip traced. And now making these phone calls, um, learning how to use the dialer, how to have an automatic dialer, how many people want to dial at once, having to pay. You got to pay to skip trace. It's about $100 for every 1,000 names and numbers that you get attached to an address. Then you have to sit down and be disciplined and call people and hear them tell you to go fuck off. And then when they do answer, you have to tell them why you're calling them. So there's that. All right, so I had that going on, and still I need to be able to maintain my physical fitness for the Navy. Still got to work out. Um, right, my exercise I like to do running and swimming, and I still have to lift, still have to strength train. So I have to put all of that, fit all of that in my schedule after work. And guess what? Still got to go to sleep at a certain time. This is the reality of having a 9 to 5 and trying to have a side hustle that actually pays. It's not easy. It is not fine and dandy. So I decided to get here on Twitch because it's been a couple of days. I had an issue where my dollar was working. I was getting into the rhythm of being able to skip trace, clean up that list of names and numbers, um, upload that list into the dialer and start dialing. That shit is not easy. You have to know what type of names and numbers you want to skip trace, what type of leads you're trying to pull. I had to figure all that stuff out, right? Um, And I still need to be able to maintain doing all of this on and off market. So my off market strategy, like I explained to you guys in one of my last videos, was cold calling, right? That is calling list of names from public records, but it costs money. Low marketing costs for farming for leads is on market, speaking to listing agents. I have to be able to simultaneously do both to have some type of productivity of what I'm doing. It's a lot of work. Amidst still having to work out, still having to maybe cook or clean or dishes, take out the trash, go down for bed early so I could wake up in the morning and fucking PT thanks to Pete Hegseth. It's a lot of work. And it is very stressful. It is the stressful part probably is learning how to use the dialer. I probably cursed out the agents maybe 5 times. And then I found out that you have to pay $50 for support over the phone. It's a lot of work. Anyways, I gonna show you guys, I'm gonna give you guys a quick snippet of what I've been doing. Like I said, for the past few days I have been cold calling, so today I got back on it. I spent maybe 2 hours cold calling. And it's not easy. So here we go. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. I'm gonna get right back into ready mode. Before I do that, I'm not gonna share my screen. I want to make sure that I'm filtering what I'm showing you guys because there's a lot of private information in here that I could get in trouble for perhaps selling. Not selling, but disclose to the public. So let me get my screen adjusted. Queues, general leads, view leads. See, yeah, no, I can't show you guys. I can't show you guys the numbers. And so right now what I'm seeing here is name, last name, city, state, county, phone numbers, how many times I called them, and the type of leads. I'm just gonna explain to you guys. So what I've been doing was calling a list of tired landlords in a specific market to find out if any of these landlords wanted to sell their homes. What I've been coming across so far was dead numbers. So today I called over 420 people, either dead numbers, voicemails. I leave a message, and then onesie twosies. Hey, why are you calling? And I give my spiel. This software reminds me of using the software that I use at work called R Supply. It's a lot that you could do in that with that little software, and it's the same thing with this one. This is basically a calling software, the dialer, and it will call as many leads as you needed to call as fast as you needed to go. And then it tracks your calls, it tracks how many calls, it tracks it tracks how long your breaks are, your appointments, um, what callbacks or follow-ups you need to do. It's pretty advanced, but I need to spend more time learning how to use it. That's probably the biggest caveat to having this system. And it's pretty pricey. And that's why I say I need to be able to do off and on market because what if I can't spend all this money on marketing costs? What do I have to do? I have to go on market. So what I'm learning with wholesaling is you have to be versatile. And right now, so far, I'm not seeing any results, but I'm making decisions based on faith. This is something that I've been trying to break into for a while, and I'm being stubborn about letting it go because I could see myself being able to have some type of success in this, no matter how long it takes. It is just a matter of how consistent I am with what I'm doing, and that's why I'm here. Again, today I'm trying to practice being consistent, right? Not just with streaming, not just with one thing, but with all things that I do. So, um, let's see. The only thing interesting that happened was I had a call with one of the leads, and this person, well, two, yep, two of them. Both of them, well, both, I think one, no, so one of them was an agent, and she goes, I have properties, but they're not for sale. But I do get these calls all the time. I used to be a cold caller, so I know how it is. I don't mind you calling me. However, I'm not selling. And I was like, cool, cool, cool. Well, let me know if anything changes. Keep me in your queue. And also, by the way, what do you recommend for what I'm trying to buy in the market that you're in? Hey, go on the east side of this market and see what you can find. There's so and so and so over here, and you might have some success doing this. There's some opportunities over there. All right, so I took that information down, put it in my notes, and then there was someone else that was like, "This is not my name. That is a code word, blah blah blah. I sold all of my property in 2019, and still to this day I get calls about property that I own in this area. I no longer own these properties. One thing that I like about cold calling is when you find that one or two persons who are willing to have conversations with you, it it gives you it it lowers your anxiety because a lot of the times you're calling people that already been called by plenty of other cold callers, and they basically telling you, dude, go fuck off, stop calling me, fuck you. I'm getting that a lot, right? So when you do get those few cool people, you could appreciate the conversations that they're willing to engage in with you. And so that was the only, that was the only thing that I that stood out to me today of the 400 people that I called. And clearly, you see, you kind of get an idea of how many calls takes for you to have some type of quality conversation from these numbers that skip trace and that the dialer is dialing. So it took me 400 phone calls to get at least two somewhat quality conversations. So that is a point quarter percent of getting some type of quality phone call because I only got two of the 400 numbers that I called of quality conversations. Two quality conversations of the 400 phone numbers that I called. If it was four, it would have been 1%, but this is two. So, well, but yeah, so 0.5%, not even yeah, not 0.25, but 0.5%. So you see how monotonous cold calling could be. No one likes cold calling. It's like going and knocking on strangers' doors and soliciting something to them and they're telling you, dude, fuck off. It sucks. But apparently you find really, really, really good deals off market, and cold calling is just one of the marketing strategies of finding good deals. Um, I'm not gonna spend too much time on stream because I do want to get back to work. And at a certain time of the night, I do have to stop calling according to California's cold calling laws. Cold calling is governed by the state, so each state has its own rules of how cold calling is governed. And you even have, obviously, every state has a do not call list. And that's something that you have to be aware of because you can get sued for calling numbers that is on a do not call list. With solicitation. So that's what I've been up to so far. I am just on here to merely show face. Um, I'm not here to entertain. I'm just here to show face and keep up with, uploading videos on stream. And so for the meantime, as the days pass, I am going to see if I could get some results from from what I started. And hopefully I do, and I can upload that and show it to you guys and share it with you guys, and hopefully inspire someone to do the same. But yes, with that being said, I am gonna go 17 minutes in. It is now 7:42. I'm gonna try to do a couple of more phone calls before it hits 8 o'clock, and then after it hits 8, I'm gonna move on to other things. I'm not gonna dwell on this until the next day comes. So if you made this far in my video, I appreciate you watching, and I'm gonna upload this on YouTube, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.